Sorry about that. It's part 2. That's what happens when you do live videos while you're driving. Again, my name is Robert T. Green. I'm the CEO of Pre-Post Game. I'm also known as a players rep, here to educate and empower, protect the athlete and their family best interests and their best interests alone. Again, this April 17th podcast talking about why do people want to work with athletes. But to follow up with my point about signing contracts and documents and how it's set up and why is it written, how is it written, at the end of the day, there's things such as lawyers, attorneys, companies such as mine. Check us out at prepostgame.com that teach you how to audit, vet, and monitor the people that you're actually working with for your best interest. When it comes to being an athlete, everybody want to talk about how good you are, how great you are, and what you do. But at the end of the day, they're not willing to do or can't do what you do. In essence, that's another reason why people want to work with athletes so much. When you can do something that nobody else can do, it puts you in demand. And being in demand makes you a commodity. And again, you can't find those every day and everywhere. So I want the families to understand that you, the athlete, are the commodity. You're the ones that make the show run. Like I was saying before about selling it in business. When you actually selling products in business, you manufacture it, you grow it, you put it together, and you literally sell it. But at the same time, you can run out. So any CEO or company that's manufacturing something, you put it together, you sell it, but you got to basically duplicate it. You can't duplicate human beings. So once again, you're talking about the model of the NCAA where they want you to get a free education. There are people that are 65 years old and still going to school to get an education, but still not making ends meet. When you have an opportunity as an athlete to make monetary value for yourself or to take care of your family, which again, it's not by accident the NCAA goes to a lot of these areas of rural and urban areas for people that don't have high-graded education levels and also a way of life to turn around and try to do certain things. When that runner comes around with that $100 telling you he cares about you and he buys you a pair of sneakers, he said he just want to help out. Those guys disgust me. They don't want to help you out. They try to help themselves out. They try to help themselves about understanding that the moment you take money from them, at the end of the day, they'll be giving you pennies to the dollar the rest of your life, at least the rest of your athletic career. Because at the end of the day, if you trust and believe that they gave you something for the kindness of their heart, but at the same time, you know, that entire community remains the same, then that gives you the answer to the test. It's the same thing about the NCAA and it's free education. There's tons of areas in this world where people can love to get a free education, but they can't run, jump, pass, kick, and swing like you can. So therefore, you're providing a service. On the previous video, like I said, you go to work. You don't go to work. They don't give you a hat. They don't give you a ring for your participation. They give you a check at the end of the week for what you provided. But once again, when it comes to athletes and the parents who don't understand what's going on, you are in control of all of this. The moment that the parents understand really what business is and how this works and how the sports business works, this entire industry changes. And I'm doing my part, and my company's doing my part, and my network's doing our part to make sure it changes. Generational wealth is a real situation. A lot of times athletes don't have generational wealth, don't understand what it means. They too busy investing in somebody else's business except their own. You know, all these agencies, again, for those who don't know, I'll just take the NFL. There's about 1,900 players in the NFL. There's about 800 agents. About 400 of those agents don't have any clients, but yet the same agents that are there getting the same clients keep charging these kids an arm and a leg. There's 400 other agents that would do the job for nothing if you found them. If you took the simple time to do the research. Well, again, if you can't do it, hire us. We'll find them for you. We know where they are. Again, go to prepostgame.com, PRE-POSTGAME.com. 400 people that are looking to be employed. So you can invest in yourself, not the industry. But when your friend comes back and tells you, hey, you should talk to my agent, but at the same time, he's telling you that because your agent is now saying to your friend, if you get this guy to get me in a meeting, I'll cut your fees short. Again, sports is not a game. Sports is all business. You have to start looking at yourself as a business. Look at yourself at the window of opportunity that you have to play. Sports is not a lifelong career. For those of you to get into the sports business, by the time you're as an athlete, when you're 15, 16, 17, you may have 8 years left if you're lucky. And if you have any opportunity to make money in that sport, you have to really figure out what it is that you're actually going to do while you're playing. I made a statement the other day where another NFL Network analyst, after 15 years in the National Football League and Super Bowls, I don't mind saying his name because that's what I do. His name is Willie McGinnis. Advises the kid that's coming out that he can focus on football after his career is over and do whatever he wants to do. One, he don't know what it is that actually goes on at the numbers wise anyway when it comes to what happens to players when it comes to injury. Secondly, that kid will never get that leverage back again of playing football, and he'll never be, as we say in business, strike while the iron is hot. He'll never be that person again. But then my question is, as a 15-year veteran, Super Bowl champion winner, why are you still working on TV 40 plus hours a week, covering 19 to 20-year-olds and literally punching the clock for someone else? That's horrific in my opinion. He also got a free education. Is that what they taught you to do? To be in your mid-40s covering 19-year-olds? I hope not. But the honest to God truth, that's exactly what they do. Because again, what he said, focus on the game and everything else take care of itself. Trust the process. The process got you now sitting there at 45 talking about 19-year-olds. So I'm not trying to point out Mr. McInnis as one person, but I'm talking about the narrative that's been put out for a long time, perpetuated by those in the industry that look like those that these guys want to be. Their mentors, their role models, the guys that they fans of. This is a new age game. When I was mentioning about the product, without the player, none of this stuff exists. But think about all the things that the players generate revenue for. Whether it's tickets, vendors, jerseys, t-shirts, brands, logos, merchandise, ticket sales, you name it, raffles. Everybody is making money off of what these young men and women can do. And they're making, again, dollars compared to the players' pennies. So again, if someone comes up to you or your son or your daughter and tells you they want to work with you because they like working with athletes, understand why they're saying that. You gotta look to find out how they can provide value to you, not how you can provide value to them, because that's what they really want to have happen. Beware of staged relationships. Somebody calls you out the blue and mentions somebody else's name. Oh, such and such said they know you, or I saw you over here with that person. That conversation already been had. They already butted you up. If you like peach yogurt, all of a sudden that person that's the runner gonna let them know you like peach yogurt, and they're gonna basically make that approach and that attempt to talk about peach yogurt. You're gonna feel comfortable about that person being a young kid. They might present something that you like, a Nike, a check, or a glove, or whatever it may be, and then from there, they just moving you along. The term is called sports trafficking. You got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to put money, time, opportunity in the sports business, you are a professional athlete. So as a professional athlete, it's your responsibility to take anything somebody say to you and ask the pertinent questions. If you don't know what to ask, you can contact us. Hashtag the Players Rep. Go to prepostgame.com. Google it. Do certain things you can do. Do not basically sign your name to something that you do not understand. There's a lot of young men right now that are about to be drafted. 255 guys about to be drafted in a couple days. But you know what that means? It's going to be another 300 to 400 in free agency. What that means is about 600 are not going to be playing football anymore. Their time's up. Mr. McInnis wasn't talking about that like he told Josh Rosen that you can focus on football the rest of your life, or your life after the rest of you. You can focus on your life after football is over. These young men coming up in 2 weeks didn't realize that their career is about to be over. What's their transition succession plan? What do they know their worth? Did they invest in themselves, not the industry? Knowledge would be power to understand, like, hey, I'm a 6th-round draft pick that been in the NFL for 2 years, and now I'm going into my 3rd year, and nobody told me that the NFL don't want to pay my pension for 3 years. No one. Not my agent, not my teammates, not my school, not my college, not anybody that held my hand and told me how great I was up to this point after my 2 years in the NFL. When I went and bought people dinner, and when I went and bought this car, when I went and paid for this graduation, when I went and paid for this wedding, when I went and paid for this sickness, nobody told me as an undrafted free agent I don't get on the field after 2 years, the NFL wants to get another guy just like me for cheaper labor, so they don't have to pay my pension, even if I might be looking at CTE. It's a business for them. It must be a business for you. Again, if you guys learn anything in this video, please like and share it. Again, you can follow me at the Players Rep 1 on Instagram, the Players Rep 1. On Twitter, you can follow me on the Players Rep here on Facebook. You can also check me out tomorrow on the African American Athlete Radio Talk Show. podcast live every Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Mr. Ricky Hampton, hosted by Michael Robinson. Again, if you don't follow and like the page, you can go at the THEAFAM athlete, and you can follow us there. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. God bless.